Hey guys, what's going on? This is King Mike. Um, it's early, and of course, first and foremost, good morning to you all, wherever you may be in the world, in the country. Good morning to you guys. Forgive the morning face, and please forgive the hair. Yeah, my hair, I think, yeah, it's still got some waking up to do, but we'll get that taken care of. I promise. I promise. We will get that fixed. Um, So I wanted to drop a little video regarding Dragon Ball Super. My very first YouTube video was um, a Dragon Ball Super related video, so I figured, I was like, okay, let's uh, let's do another one. Let's try to keep that up, be more consistent. I at least want something that I can talk about more consistently. Um, my apologies for the lack of videos and content thereof. Uh, been dealing with a lot of things. So, to you guys, my subscribers, the people who do come to my channel, I deeply apologize. I will try to be more quick and more consistent. But until I get things taken care of elsewhere, it will be a little bit more difficult to put out a video. Now, moving on. Let's get to Dragon Ball Super. Okay. First of all, goodness, I can't talk this morning. First of all, um, yeah, I'm caught up, so I'm gonna, of course, talk about the episode coming up. Um, for those of you who aren't, this far in Dragon Ball Super, I'm telling you right now, these are spoilers. You've been warned, and I am going to go ahead and talk about it, okay? So, for those of you who have been watching it and keeping up with Dragon Ball Super, sorry, it's all some birds over here just trying to make sure they don't drop anything on me, so I stand under this ledge here. Anyway, so for those of you who are caught up with Dragon Ball Super, as you know, tonight is the big night. We're finally going to see that hulking power, that hulking transformation from Kale into what appears to be, or at least what appears to look like Broly. In Dragon Ball Super right now, they're calling that form a Berserker state. But recently, if you've been looking around the web, this guy named Todd Blankenship on Twitter, he had took a picture of one of the scans from V-Jump, and it showed what her Berserker form would look like. And of course, I'm still referring to Kale. It's kind of interesting. It just looking at the picture, it looks humongous. And I know, and I would post a picture of it, or at least try to see if I could get a picture. But I'm not exactly equipped to do that. I'm using my phone to make videos at the moment, so I don't really know how to implement that just yet. So, my apologies, but I can tell you right now, you don't have to take my word for it. Just type it in, just type Dragon Ball Super, in your Google search and press news, and you'll see all of this information I'm talking about right there, okay? Anyway, moving on. In a scan from V-Jump, you see a picture of the full appearance of what Kale looks like in her Berserker state. She looks pretty awesome. Definitely looks like Broly. And speaking of Broly, another big question that people are asking is now, since we're going to see her form being debuted tonight, what does that mean for the villain? Because at the end of the day, whether you love him or hate him, Broly is probably one of the most popular villains in the history of the franchise. This guy has the most movies. He literally is just a fan favorite, okay? And the reason why I bring that up is because there was a description that was going into detail about Cauliflower's Super Saiyan transformation as well as Kale's. And when it came down to Kale's description as far as her transformation is concerned, One peculiar thing that caught a lot of people off guard is in the text it said she looks like that Saiyan, or that legendary Saiyan. And of course, we all know who that legendary Saiyan is. It's the first one to do it, to bring this transformation to light, and it was Broly. So, a lot of people are wondering if they're going to reference Broly in this episode, or if that means we will get some sort of indirect confirmation that Broly is recognized within the Dragon Ball universe, and that we may see him later. Also, another thing I wanted to kind of throw out of there, this is something that's been going on for a little while. Japan, if I'm not mistaken, they have a ride coming out where you get to face Broly, Super Saiyan God Broly. It's only in Japan, of course, but it's supposed to be a 4D little presentation during a ride or something that is supposed to be going on. But then also, supposedly, there is supposed to be a movie coming out sometime during this summer where it will feature Broly. I don't know how accurate the movie part is, but I have done a lot of looking and digging on this matter, and a lot of things check out. But take that with a grain of salt. But other than that, either way, I do hope that they reference Broly in this, because, in my opinion, it's okay. It's enough for a lot of people that the legendary Super Saiyan transformation is now canon and relevant. But the thing is, people want the original. They want the guy who started it. Even if he only gets, I don't care if it's filler, he needs to be canonized, he needs to be recognized, and he needs to be utilized in this series. And the reason why I would like to see Broly in Dragon Ball is because, for one, it was what he brought to the table of Dragon Ball. As far as the power scaling was concerned, he was a monster. Absolute monster. And we see that in the first two movies. The third one, in my opinion, does not count, because it was... I'm not even going to get into it. The third one just doesn't count. If you don't believe me, just go and watch it, and you'll see why. Anyway, yeah. It was proven in the first two movies that Broly can't be touched, and that was another big factor that a lot of people liked. It's the fact that Broly was one of those villains that you just had to be crazy, out of this world OP. Because the thing about Broly is his ki doesn't stop. It keeps growing, and it keeps growing. Never stops. And that's one thing that I think a lot of people really liked, because it's like, even if you were stronger than Broly, it's like, kind of like how it was with Frieza. Frieza was already powerful, but then, of course, Goku and the rest of the gang, or at least, Goku and Vegeta, they grew to become stronger than him. But then after a while, when Frieza actually decided to take his own power seriously and he trained, when he came back with a vengeance. And I think a lot of people are curious to see where Broly's power could take him, because this man was untouchable. And keep in mind, he's a genetically modified Saiyan, or at least genetically exclusive, not modified, I'm sorry. Meaning, of all the Saiyans that exist, he is a Saiyan that has something unique to him. And it's a lot different than what it would be for Goku and Vegeta. Unlike them, who just have, the average transformations, and other transformations beyond that. The legendary Super Saiyan form, if it's a form that, by genetics, automatically trumps any other Super Saiyan transformation, at least in the realm of, numbers, I guess you could say, because now that we have, God mode, that's totally beyond numbers. It's broken, so you can't really do the power scaling anymore. But it's like I was telling a friend of mine, Broly is probably among the strongest as far as Saiyans are concerned when you're not utilizing God Ki. I truly believe that. But, with Dragon Ball Super here now, that's something that remains to be seen. But that yeah, I'm curious, you know, if Broly were to be canonized and he actually trained, where would he be? And above all, my biggest thing is, what would Beerus's reaction be to seeing Broly? I'm so curious. How would that go down? Because one thing about Broly is, I think it was one of those things where he was one of those standalone characters where, even though we knew he was powerful, he technically didn't really have an equal. I mean, he threw Goku around like a rag doll, and Vegeta knew what was up the moment he went into his legendary state. So it would be kind of nice to see Broly have an equal somewhere. But anyway, moving forward, I think tonight's going to be awesome. I can't wait. I really, 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 really hope that Broly gets referenced in this episode, or at least sometime in the future, because, come on, you guys. We've been waiting for this for a long time. People have been waiting to see a female Super Saiyan for a long time, and y'all finally gave people what they wanted. So, come on, hear the people, you know, give us Broly, alright? Make Broly an official part of Dragon Ball Super. That is my wish for this series. If they make Broly canon, I will be satisfied. If we can at least get Gogeta once in this series, I'll be satisfied. Those are the only two things I want. Broly and Gogeta. That's it. And everything else, it's great. So, anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and go. I just thought I'd, make a little video for you guys. Sorry it's a little lengthy, but I had a lot to say, and plus I haven't made a video in a long time, and you guys definitely deserve a video that's has a lot of my opinion. So with that being said, folks, I'm going to go ahead and check out of here. Y'all have a good rest of the day. Y'all have a good weekend. Be careful, and remember, you can do anything you put your mind to. Don't let anybody tell you that you can't. I don't care if it's your friend or if it's your brother, your sister, doesn't matter. You can be mighty too, and no matter what it is in life that you want to do, you can be mighty doing it. Alright? You guys keep it easy. Y'all be safe. Peace, and see you in the next video. Peace.